sorry, I was painting and I didn't get a chance to change, so not that you guys care. And they can, Rogers TV can only see like here up, hopefully, so. My name's Andrea, I have a house at 4th Ave East. Recently joined a community action group collective that John Farmer is a part of. I'm also a freelance journalist. I have two questions. My first one was I personally didn't take a loan, nor did any of the small businesses I've had need one, but I know that Thursday is the deadline for I guess to get a $20,000 relief from as much of a $60,000 COVID small business loan. And I'm just wondering if the city's done any surveying. I understand that you probably won't be able to answer this today, but any surveying of how that might affect the downtown and the small business area in terms of whether small businesses are going to be able to pay it back by the March deadline or get this $20,000 relief. There's been a lot of news coverage lately of alternative crediting and that type of thing. So we've really seen the Owen Sound downtown bounce back over the last couple of years. So just want to make sure that's not going to affect anybody too much and just see if there's any sort of strategy behind it. And then the other question was just wanted to have some idea of like homelessness stats, like how many, as compared to other towns about this size and this far out of Toronto or, comparable rural towns. And that's a question for something that came up at it was Rebound Owen Sound. Now it's called Community, I've already forgotten, Community Action Group, I think. So thank you.
Thanks for those questions. Councillor Kepke.
Thank you, Your Acting Worship. You could stay at the podium because we may have questions for you. My first question is, the loan you're speaking about, I'm presuming is a provincial or federal loan, so that doesn't really have the city. You can't speak until it gets green, okay? And my other comment is regarding homelessness. The County of Grey looks after that, so I think your question should be directed to them. But the acting mayor may have other comments.
Well, I'm just going to interject. I'll note that is a federal program, the CEBA loan, and there was correspondence forwarded from the County of Grey last fall, which was speaking to that item. Locally, we haven't pursued anything within the city of Owen Sound. Look to the Director of Community Services if she wishes to comment on that as well.
Thank you, and through you, Acting Mayor. In terms of homelessness stats, if Andrea, I'll give you my email and maybe we can connect. There's a really good presentation that Josh Gibson from the County of Grey has shared, and he has the number of people on their by names list and has some really good stats, so I'm happy to connect you with him and share that presentation.
Okay, thank you for asking those questions this evening. Sure.
Okay, yeah, I think particularly the national news coverage on this issue has been looking at the number of restaurants and the health of downtown areas that are going to be affected if a lot of these small businesses go bankrupt or need to close as a result of the loan. So I think probably you won't see the effects fully until after March. So I think it's more just curious if there's sort of a strategy for, small business closures and the health of the downtown if it is affected, any sort of proactive measures that, if this does become a more pressing issue over the next, 6 months, just because it is one of the tail end of the COVID programs that'll have repercussions for a small downtown area.
Okay, thank you very much for answering, or for those questions this evening. And I'll just note as well for your benefit, the chair of the River District Board of is joining us as well tonight, so he's able to hear those comments and further them along as well. Councillor Farmer.
Thank you. Through the chair, and maybe to the chair and folks, I'm curious, so yes, a federal grant, but Andrea's asking, I think, about like the extent to which local businesses are made aware of, or like who keeps track of information around that. Is that something that the River District helps to coach around with their outreach? Is that a Chamber of Commerce thing? Who is that, like economic development? Who locally would be sharing that information, doing that coaching, and keeping track of the impact of those bigger trends?
I'll speak. Councillor Kepke, go ahead.
I just wanted to comment, I think anyone who got a loan, that would be a personal item, and I don't know if they want to share that with everybody. So I don't know that anybody would have statistics on that. It's personal to me.
And I'll note, there's information that continually would go to the loan recipients from their lender. There's also advocacy has been done by the CFIB as well as the Chamber of Commerce nationally and provincial arms. So there's been lots of opportunities for involvement and being informed. Was there anything you wish to add, Director Coulter, as well?
Those are all great resources. I would just add through the, for the River District businesses in particular, in the newsletter is a link to the County of Grey Business Enterprise Center, and they have a great number of resources for small businesses as well.
Yep. Okay. All right. So our next item before us is under item 9, correspondence received for which direction of council is required. This is a memo from the Deputy Clerk regarding